Hey, welcome to this Windows channel, and this is the Build 2016 Roundup. This is a video where I pretty much talk about what interested me, what I found cool, or the little glitches or whatever, but mostly a roundup of the Build conference or keynote that was this morning. This was a keynote for pretty much everybody. It was, of course, for developers, but we had look into aspects of Windows 10. We had look into different aspects of what Microsoft is working on. Was very interesting. One little negative side I would say is that at the beginning there was lots of stumbling in the vocabulary when the people were talking at the keynote, and I found that a little kind of surprising, but the pace came back to normal. What's interesting about the build, these are developers and they're fans of the products, but they're not like an Apple event where you get, majority of fanboys that always want to applaud everything that they say. This is more of a conservative type keynote with people that, when they applaud, they just applaud for the type of products. And so it gives a very unique way of looking and feeling the event, but it is super interesting. So, what did we learn today in the Build 2016 Roundup, Keynote Roundup for March 30th? Well, we first have Windows 10 news, the first number of Windows 10 since a little while now. So basically, 270 million Windows 10 activation installs out there. So these are real actual machines running Windows 10. Now the 270 million, of course, include everything that has Windows 10. So it includes phones, it includes Xbox. We could see that the pace has, of course, slowed down because it's been a while since we had the last number, which was 200 million. So we could see there is a slowdown in the number of installs, but you know what? It's still a nice number, and it's only 8 months, 270 million. Pretty cool number. There are a lot of talk about different government agencies that were actually using Windows 10, so that was quite interesting. Also, in other news with Windows 10, uh, well, Windows Hello will have a much broader use. Right now, it's mostly logging into your computer, but it's coming to a lot of apps. So a lot of apps will use the Windows Hello features to log into apps. For example, when you want to log into Skype or would log into different apps that you'll be able to use Windows Hello. One of the interesting thing about this is that Windows Hello will also be used in Edge. So for example, when you want to log into a website securely, and you won't have to enter a password, you'll be able to use the Windows Hello biometric features. So just with your face, or using, of course, your fingerprints. So these are nice and interesting things that are coming to Windows 10. Other features, of course, is the Xbox pretty much getting unified. So Xbox, Windows 10 apps going to Xbox, so you'll run your Xbox almost like it's a PC basically. So it's pretty interesting to see that. And of the also interesting Xbox features, Xbox Dev Mode. We'll see that a little later. So there are a lot of talks about how the Xbox apps will run. Also, it's kind of your Xbox becoming almost a PC basically. And of course, in this build conference, like I said, lots of little stumbling and stuff, but an overall nice keynote that came out of Microsoft for sure. It lasted about it was from 8:30 to 11:30 Pacific. That's 3 hours. It was not 3 hours. It was more like 2 hours and 15 minutes or around that time, and kept an interesting enough pace to see and keep interest, I would say. interesting demo of bash commands, which are from Linux, basically, going to Windows 10. So they made a demonstration, and you could swear you were almost in a Linux environment, but basically this was running in Windows 10, basically. So it was pretty cool to see that, and really, really interesting. Desktop app converter, that was really nice demo. They actually showed 3 or 4 apps and games that were converted with their converter that is available for developers. So you can use Windows 32 desktop apps and turn them into modern apps. And they were even showing how it not only transfers them into modern apps so they can get into the store, sorry, but it also shows you that the apps actually have live tiles. So there was a demo, for example, of Age of Empires that was sent to modern apps, and basically there was a live tile that was actually telling you the number of game players right now live and stuff like that. It was really, really cool to see. DirectX 12 demos, a lot of demos and game stuff that we could see from DirectX 12 performance. So that was pretty cool, and showing how it's much faster and really improves gameplay. So another reason why they're pushing Windows 10 to everyone. Pretty interesting for that. Also showing lots of stuff of HoloLens. One is for help in medicine, showing how they can have a virtual class showing the human body in 3D, and even having a doctor that was not in the class but was somewhere else showing up as kind of a face and a hand that was able to interact, and you could see part of the emotions and the gestures, so that you have more of an idea like if the person was in a room. That was interesting demos. Of course, the problem with HoloLens demos, they don't show the actual field of view, because their demos are always full, like full room type holograms, but it's not like that. The problem with HoloLens is the field of view is like a little rectangle and not a full-fledged thing like you see usually. So that's one thing that you need to keep in mind, and a lot of people can be probably deceived. They're kind of not going to find that it's that cool once they actually use it. But lots of interesting things with the HoloLens that was, of course, shown, and telling that HoloLens was shipping today also. Lots of demos, decoration. They were showing Skype integration with HoloLens, where you could, for example, that person was redecorating a room and showing their family through Skype, how should I place stuff, and they could approve or not. And it was kind of interesting to see that. Also being able to see the Skype conversation video, and looking at someone that can participate and say hi to everybody that you're having a conversation. It was kind of cool, I would say. Other things that were shown is the famous Xbox developer mode. Now you've got the Xbox dev mode. It is available, and what it does is once you enable it, you just have to restart your Xbox, and it really becomes a dev kit. So this is going to make it much easier for anyone to participate and make apps for Xbox. That was pretty cool also to see. Cortana, lots and lots of improvements. They were actually showing a demo where the person was actually taking a calendar appointment, and how Cortana could see that, for example, oh, well, you already have something there. Do you want to move something? It would actually suggest to you, you want to move one of your events to another time. Here's the time slots you have available. That was pretty cool. There was also the showing how it will be like a full-fledged experience of wherever you do it. So on your Windows 10 PC or on your iOS, iPhone or iPad or Android devices, and they were switching back and forth with using Cortana to do stuff between all of these devices and showing how it's almost seamless and how it integrates well. Cortana will also be in Skype. You'll have a little circle that will show Cortana integration in Skype, and it will actually interact. So it'd be able to say, for example, you're in a conversation, you're doing something, you'll mention, yeah, we could get together on Thursday, and Cortana pop up and say, oh, well, you know what? You just said that you could meet George on Thursday, so you want me to schedule an appointment right away, and I noticed that it's at noon. Do you want me to schedule maybe a restaurant because maybe you'll go eat? Really cool stuff. The demo was very interesting and shows how Cortana is becoming really amazing at doing stuff. So they had a few jokes, with Cortana, including one about science that kind of didn't really get off, but they're trying to make things light from time to time. But it was really, really nice, showing how Cortana integrates with Outlook. A lot of apps will have Cortana integrate, so that's going to be interesting, and you can actually use Cortana in many, many more apps coming soon. Skype, the demo of Skype was really nice, showing the demo of course, Cortana integration, HoloLens integration, showing how you can have bots. So for example, you have a business, say you have a business, one of the biggest demos they were showing is how to create bots. If you have a business, say for example you were selling pizza, well, you can create a bot that is available, and you can ask the bot, instead of having to call someone or anything, say, okay, I want to order large pizza, pepperoni pizza, and it would ask the details and do that there. So everybody that has a business could be able to create a bot in which it could make order possible, for example, through Skype or through Cortana. So that was interesting, and of course they were showing how easy it is to create bots, and there's of course some kits that are available to help you create your own bots. And they were showing how it's easy, and you don't really need you don't actually even need a programming skills or anything. It's just so automated that it's almost a child could create a bot. And they were showing how these bots were also created in a way that basically they could learn of the experience. So if somebody would order something that's in a language or in a way that's not understandable, you can just click the word and say, okay, well, this means that, and that means, next time it learned that, okay, that means this or that. Okay, it's cool, I've learned. Really, really interesting stuff, and you could see how they can, really integrate all the modern stuff. Amazing, amazing stuff, I can tell you. It was nice to see that. Of course, they had a little moment where they talked about Tay, the famous Microsoft bot that became a Nazi racist bot. They've put it back online with modifications. They said, well, that's the way that you learn about things, and you learn about interaction, and checking out why in China didn't do that, but here it did. So stuff like that was interesting to see how they talked about it. One interesting aspect also was how to create stuff that can help you a lot. One of the things was basically a demonstration of a blind person using, now this, don't look at this, this is not the pair, but a similar pair of SmartGlass from Microsoft. And basically the person there, what happened is that the blind man could actually have interaction with the environment. So for example, he would walk on the street, skateboarder goes by, he just swipes on the side of his SmartGlass. SmartGlass replies back to the blind guy, oh, this is a young man on a skateboard jumping in front of you, not very far. Stuff like that. They were showing how you could take a picture of a menu at a restaurant, and that the SmartGlass could actually help him take the camera, correctly over the menu so that they could actually have an audible way of knowing what's on the menu to order, stuff like that. Kind of cool, interesting stuff, fast-paced action, if you can say so, for all of that, but really cool stuff. And they were also, they didn't talk much about, what's the new stuff really in the future of Windows. I would have thought they would have given us a bigger look at new features of Windows 10, but they didn't really give us that much information about Windows 10 really more. So basically, really interesting still. So that's pretty much the roundup I have. It was interesting. Now, I would say that for the average user, maybe not as interesting as, say, last year when it was kind of more interesting. They didn't really address much of insider stuff, so we don't really have much of information about insider things that were happening. And basically, this was pretty much more of a developer side conference, much more than last year, where they had a bigger view of what was happening with insider previews and Windows 10 coming up and so on. But of course, that was a new product coming on, so they had more to say probably. And well, the big number to remember: 270 million Windows 10 active devices out there right now. So as we go through this 3-day build, what we'll have is probably some roundups from here and there of different things that we hear through the roundup. So look for more videos of things, little tips and stuff that we'll hear. And as there are other keynotes, there are some conferences of all sorts. What's going to happen here is that we'll probably have more news of different little things happening. So it's going to be pretty cool. So of course, you can continue following everything live. If you go to build.microsoft.com, they have like a Channel 9 a live broadcast there, which shows you a lot of stuff, and it continues through the day today, continues through tomorrow and Friday. So it's, even if you're not at Build, it's like being there because you have lots of information, and there's even interaction with the viewers that have questions and so on. So hope you enjoy my videos. If you do, please subscribe. Please give us thumbs up, and build.microsoft.com to get the live feed. Hope you enjoy the videos, and thank you for watching.